Most people, I think if you take a look at the general population, they don't normally go into museums. They're not normally going into galleries. But we are able to make art available for everybody to see in any kind of setting. The purpose of Wide Open Walls was not to only give attention to the history of the murals in Sacramento, but to make it really exciting and bring in an international cast with local artists. We invited 12 international artists that we knew from their styles of the art, the type of painting that they did, that we would have a great balance. And then it was a matter of mixing muralists that have been creating for many years already in the Sacramento market. And then we did something a little bit sort of unique. We gave an opportunity to artists that have never created a mural before. And I think that might have been my favorite part, is seeing the sense of pride from some of our local and regional artists that had not created on such a large scale. We made a pretty big impact with 44 walls this year, being the largest mural festival on the West Coast. But I think to have as much impact, we don't necessarily need to do as many. There's always room for improvement of what the future of the festival looks like. But if you take a look at the impact of what we are able to accomplish in a short 10-day period, the amount of attention that it received, both local and internationally, it was pretty spectacular. We not only had a volunteer list, we had a couple of volunteer coordinators. There was literally 100 bodies running to support the artists, to bring them food, to bring them water, to make sure that they had all their supplies. The support that it takes to do something like this takes an army of volunteers. We produced a 40-page guide. We had maps both online and in an app form, so people were able to follow along and learn something about the murals as they were touring. I think one of the greatest success stories of those tours is what the alley, the Improv Alley, looks like on Sacramento right now. It was probably known as one of the worst alleys. We were able to get the alley paved, and we created 7 brand new murals. All the garbage cans were painted in the alley. Even the grease trap bins were painted. And there is now a 300-foot plus humanity mural with just some incredible messaging, a gorgeous piece of art, and 6 surrounding pieces of art, 6 other murals. And it's now become a tourist destination.
Oh my God, this is one of my favorites.
Beautiful.
Adding new landmarks, gathering places, economic development also. I mean, we've put walls in areas that weren't necessarily the best parts of town. And our goal there was not just to make it more beautiful, but to drive people into that area to go look at the beautiful art. Whether they're walking, riding their bikes, jumping off the cars, they need to go have a place to take a break and eat a meal and grab a cup of coffee. Why the name Wide Open Walls? I think it brings a lot of different ideas to a lot of different people. First off, it makes things a lot more beautiful. And that same concept of art for all is giving people an opportunity for everybody to see it. Whether you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you're seeing something that's 18 stories tall that used to be a blank wall, and be able to identify specific areas of town and specific buildings. There's new, modern, more contemporary artists that are coming up with new designs and new ideas, and that's being enforced by incredible street art. So I think the duplication factor of it happening, whether it's Wide Open Walls in other cities or just additional cities participating in these types of events, I think the future looks really bright. Art has the capacity to change things. It changes people's attitude. It changes their outlook. It gives them hope. It inspires them. All of those things can come from art that's in a public place that anybody can be exposed to. You can have the worst day of your life, and you can walk by a piece of art that you've never seen before and put on a big smile and go home happy. How cool is that? The gathering places, the economic development aspect of it, of being able to put on art that makes a difference to the community and brings people up. How cool is that? I mean, it's just all about art for all. Let's put art out there for everybody to enjoy.